guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Walker Ford in super sunny Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We've finally been able to track down one of these because you have wanted it. This is it. This is the changed up, updated, refresh 2022 Ford F-150 Raptor. But before we get into the original bad boy of Baja off-road trucking, let's talk about what's going on here. The F-150. It is that top-selling truck here in the United States for so many years, and guess what? In the mid-2000s, Ford wanted to do something that no other brand has done and really bring a Baja-worthy truck to production values for the average enthusiast, and that was the birth of the F-150 Raptor. Now, what's interesting is originally, for the first few years, it was all about V8 power. Then, when they did a redesign, that's when things changed and they went with the EcoBoost. Now, I know a lot of people are waiting for that Raptor R with its supercharged V8 power. Of course, Ram with the mighty TRX has definitely made a statement in the truck world. But what I want to find out is, do you really need to wait for the Raptor R, or do you need to go get a TRX to get the best in off-roading Baja truck worthiness, or should you be going with this F-150 Raptor? So let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out what's different, what's unique, and why maybe you should be buying one of these instead of waiting. So let's go ahead, dive into our 2022 Raptor. Right off the bat, this truck has a presence, and no other truck mimics the look of it. TRX is close, but this still has that little extra something. It all starts at the front end. You actually have a wider truck than your standard F-150. You can see those wonderful fender flares with the updated LED lighting built in. This is something new for 2022. I like the flat metallic, dark metallic gray on the fenders. And then of course you can see that extra width of body there to hide those supersized tires. Now when we're talking about the refresh and we take a look at the front, this is one of the biggest touching points. This is the new headlight design on the F-150 now for the Raptor. You can see the LED turn signals, LED headlights, double stacked, looking good. I actually think that this is a big improvement. And then as we kind of lower down, of course, we're gonna get those Rigid Industries LED fog lamps. Love the way you got them doubled up in each corner. And then of course, steel bumpers, both front and rear. Now, as we come across the massive front end of this vehicle, because of the extra width, this actually has to run some additional lighting. You're gonna have the 3 LED auxiliary lights up top. This actually falls in a different class of truck because of that, and this is DOT required. The TRX likes to hide them in the scoop, the functional hood scoop. Where Ford puts it on the Raptor is at the top of the new grille. Of course, we got the Ford name, really bold statement in the front, and you're gonna have to need a forward-facing camera with a washer when you're doing all that off-road and business running. Now, as we drop all the way down, we have more functionality in the center. You're gonna have those tow hooks to pull those TRXs out of the mud and the dirt. And then, ow, damn, that hurts. There's metal skid plates all along the belly of this beast because of protecting the inner workings underneath the truck. You have 12 inches of ground clearance. So think about where you're able to tackle the off-roading, the rock crawling, the desert running, and even going through those big pools of water. Lots of ground clearance. Now, when we get up onto the hood, there's some changes for 2022. You got your fully functional heat extractor, nice bulge. Everybody wants a bulge. You're getting that bulge. And what I like is as we kind of swing around, you'll see the Raptor name. There's that functionality in the center. And as we back up a little bit, I think one of the touches I'm actually digging is the decal set on this. You have your full hood decals and also on the side, just a nice touch, nothing too gaudy. And I feel like the Raptor over the years has done a pretty good job of balancing. If you order the optional decal set, it's nothing too crazy. Now, as we kind of come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. Check it out, 17-inch wheels, bead-lock. I love the way we got a satin flat black finish in the center. You can see the updated wheel design, and then we got that bead-lock outer rim in a gunmetal metallic gray. Of course, we have these wrapped in those BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires. These things can grapple just through about anything. 315 on the width, 70 series sidewall, and these are 35-inch tires. Remember, you can get the optional first time ever 37-inch tires on your Raptor. Now, I'm gonna have Steven kind of zoom in and show off the suspension. You can see the springs. You can see the top of those live wire suspension from Fox Racing and the upper control arm. And then as we kind of coast back, we got some more functionality. Those extra fenders, wide fenders, give us some functional venting. And I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show the backside of that fender venting. Really cool the way it matches the hood, but you could also see where it's vented on that fender. Now coming back around, we're gonna drop back and really show just the size of the Raptor. This shows that this is a full-size pickup truck. Massive truck for that massive off-roading. We got color match on the mirror caps, 360-degree cameras, and we have Raptor specific. So up top, there's your color match mirror caps, there's your 360-degree cameras, and as we kind of drop down after we look at this, you'll see our Raptor specific running boards. So working our way down a little bit, these are specific to the Raptor, and what's great is you could detach these when the going gets even tougher. So don't think that these have to stay on. You could detach them. Coming down the side, you'll see with our bed, you got the Raptor badge, just like on the hood, the decal, looking good with that fender flare. And then here's a better angle to check out the Raptor specific Fox Racing suspension. That live wire suspension actually fine tunes every nanosecond by itself. That's the kind of technology from the Baja off-road courses to the road and to your off-road back road area that Ford is bringing. Now, as we kind of swing it around, you'll notice the graphics. I like the way it's got the additional graphics in the lower corner, more LED lighting, and then when we come to the tail end of the business, this is where you see the updated LED lights. Nice, large and bright, they look tasteful. We got our Raptor badge right next to that LED lighting. And then as we kind of take a look at the back of the bed, after looking at that Raptor badge, you could see how this updated section with the Ford name, and then of course, working our way down, you got your full tow hookup, so you could use this as a regular truck to tow, metal bumpers, and then the new exhaust. It's actually 3 inches from the engine all the way back in diameter. I like the nice round cut, straight, real simple on the look, and we got the tow hooks. That's gonna help you pull out those TRXs. But what's interesting is that, let me tell you a little tidbit of information on the exhaust. They wanted the Raptor, this V6 Raptor, to sound a little bit more beefy. So believe it or not, Ford actually took a Nissan GTR and looked closely at their exhaust to get a little bit more beefier sound. To wrap it off, of course, we have the full bed. So you push, nice soft release. Love that setup. On the back portion, you got your little workstation. So we have measurements. You could go to Home Depot, get your wood, take a look at all the measurements on this section. What's kind of cool is that it even has a place to put your phone. Let's say that you're watching a YouTube video on how to cut wood, how to measure wood. You could watch the video and do all your measuring and cutting. On the driver's side, you do have that onboard generator. So that's gonna help you power your tools. Real nice hookup. Bed liner is in the bed, full LED lighting. And then of course we got the step system. Real easy to use. It's less complicated than the multi-function step on the GMC products. And it's just as durable with your nice strong handle. And then to put it away, you just follow the numbers. 1, 2, 3, put it up. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our new Raptor. All right guys, we got the hood popped. Of course you have hydraulic hood struts. But there is the heart of this beast. Not a supercharged V8 like many people want, but you're getting that Ford performance power. What do you got? You got a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 pumping out 450 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic, 0 to 60, 5.1 seconds. Quarter mile goes by at 13.9 seconds. Top speed is governed to 114 miles per hour. The truck weighs a tick under 6,000 pounds. MPGs, 15 in the city, 18 on the highway, and you can tow up to 8,200 pounds with this vehicle. So it's one of those things that even though it doesn't have a V8, you are still getting a ton of torque. You got that Ford Performance setup, and from what Ford is saying, we got a new sound. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's see if they're telling the truth. Let's fire up this Raptor and give it a little bit of a roar. Guys, we're inside this 2022 Ford F-150 Raptor. It took us a while to track one of these dinosaurs down, but we made it happen, and I hope it's worth the wait. I know it's gonna be worth the wait. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. Joe, I got a friend down the street. He bought himself a TRX. He thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And him and his TRX, he actually went out and bought an inflatable dinosaur of a T-Rex to put up in front of his house just to let everybody know that he thinks he's the man. I, on the other hand, I don't need to compensate for anything down there or overcompensate. I feel fine with a V6 twin turbo. I'm liking this Raptor. How much is it? Very good question. MSRP for the way that this one is optioned is right around $82,000. Let's see what you get for your money. To the door panels. Now right away, you're gonna see that the door panel looks like your standard F-150 door panel. Up top, you're gonna have that soft neoprene, sort of like wetsuit material. I wish the contrast stitching was a little bit more orange because you have other accents in here that are bright orange, and that would have matched a little bit more. No carbon fiber, but you do have a nice texturized piece of material up top. Something different, no gloss black, so you don't have to worry about fingerprints. In the center, you got your Twinkie tray, Raptor official, 2.5 Twinkies that you could fit in there, and you got the B&O sound system with that tasteful aluminum speaker grill cover. And then when it comes to door pockets, they got you covered. Easily get 2 calzones and a nice foot-long Italian sub with extra oil in that door pocket and 2 coffee sodas to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, there's some of that orange finish. I like the touches that they put. Would have been nice just to have a little bit more. You got more of that wetsuit material and then more of that texturized on the top glove box. You got, of course, your standard glove box and more of that aluminum style trim. And then guess what? I got 12 inches with your name written all over it. Sync 4 system, navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, forward-facing camera. Look at that clarity. They worked on the resolution. You got the 360. I can then pull up all the other cameras, and guess what? You got 12 inches, we're using almost all 12 inches. I'm a firm believer, if you're blessed with a 12-inch infotainment system screen, you gotta use it. And we're definitely using it here with the 360. Get out of that, and we're right back to where we started. Let me show you a couple other favorites of mine. This has that specific trail turn assist for when you're on those tight off-road courses. We even got the zone lighting. And what's awesome is that you could turn it on any corner. So say Sasquatch is coming after you and he's coming at the front, you can light him up on the front. Say he's coming from the side, get him on the side. Or let's say a family of Sasquatches are coming after you, you just blow them up all the way around. You can light them up clear as day, and then we get right back to where we started. And then there's the navigation, easy peasy. We got all our radio controls, actual knobs, dual climate control, 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, and guess what? 12 volt and a home power source, ba-bam. We got more of that texturized material. Slide this open, wireless charging, USB-C, USB-A, and some room for some Sasquatch jerky. Close that up. This is gonna control our 10-speed automatic. I like the leather. This is where some orange stitching would have went a long way. And of course, you can lower it down. No, you cannot do this while you're driving. It will not allow you to do that. You got a pencil holder, 2 cup holders, and then watch this. Workstation. you got to do your typing, you got to do your Sasquatch and Yeti research, you could do it right here, or you could maybe do some chopping of some vegetables or sushi rolls. Nice little workstation here. Only brand to have something like that. There's that gold stitching. I wish it was orange. But then watch this. You ready? Boom! Easily got your honey roasted peanut tray, and we got enough room in there. I would probably say for four T-Rex fossilized eggs. So when you're in Utah and you're going after the fossils, you could keep them in there, and there's also more USBs in there. So they got you covered when it comes to storage for your fossils. Seats, check it out. B&O speakers in the headrest. Boom, 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 boom. Raptor name. Would have been nice to have that in orange, but I love the leather, the grippy Alcantara material on the sides. And then, of course, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. And then coming back up top, what do we got? We got our auxiliary switches. You got extra lights. You got a winch. You can have that all attached here, and these will be your switches, so you don't have to jerry-rig anything up. And on top of that, we got that massive panoramic sunroof, one-touch operation, allows you to see if a pterodactyl is about to take a dump on you and really mess up your Raptor's paint job. That would be a big no-no in my book. I'm swimming in space in here, but why don't you come over to the business end? I got a steering wheel, not with your name on it, but with the Raptor's name on it. Come on over, I want to show you. All right, guys, we're inside the business end of this Ford F-150 Raptor. You do have 2 memory seat settings, plus you'll notice that Ford Performance badge down there. Remember, a Raptor is a Ford Performance specific vehicle. That means you get a day at the Raptor school out in Utah. It's a sub-brand of Ford. It used to be SVT, Special Vehicles Team. Now it's Ford Performance. We got our seat controls. I wish they would get rid of this chrome finish. This is what you find on other F-150s. It would have been nice to just have it black chrome or something like that. But the seats are super comfy. There's a little bit of bolstering which holds you, and there is an optional seat, that Recaro optional seat, steering wheel. Nice thickness. You do have the orange at top dead center, but there's no contrast stitching. This would have been nice to have some orange contrast stitching. Raptor name looks clean. This should have been carbon fiber rather than just plastic. And I can't stand the horn button. Ford has a very boring horn button. Would be nice to have Ford Performance or something going on and some stitching. But what I do love is you got magnesium paddles, not aluminum, not steel, not pop metal, actual magnesium paddles for that 10-speed. We also have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel to match the electric pedals, where you can move the pedals all by the touch of a button. And speaking of buttons, on the steering wheel you got all flat black. We could adjust the exhaust, the suspension, all 4 corners, even the steering feel, and then another 12 inches. So you got your 12 inches of digital gauge display. I love all the readouts up top. Watch as I rotate. Yes, I know I got to put fuel. Thank you, Ford. But we rotate off-road, Baja. It's like Gran Turismo, rock crawl. Really, really neat how they have all those great graphics, the tow haul and the sport mode. There's the different readouts for your exhaust, including Baja. Obviously, you got to save that for off-road only. You got your steering feel, and we got our suspension, even for off-roading. So really cool to be able to adjust all of that from the steering wheel, just like they do when they're going through the Baja 500 or the Baja 1000. But the great news about this truck is we not only have 1 seat for the passenger up front, but we got seats in the back so you could share the off-road excitement. So let's go ahead, let's get to that back area and see if your passengers have enough to be really able to enjoy the whole experience. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, backseat time, and I'm telling you right now, every time I get in the backseat of one of these full-size F-150s, it just blows my mind because you have more room back here than I had in my college dorm room. Now, the great news is you got the leather all the way around, nice large pockets, so you could get a couple bags of Raptor jerky, maybe some Triceratops jerky, and you could keep that in the back pocket. Easily get 2 full packages. Tons of room. We got a nice little command center. Cup holders, 2 stages of heated seats, but no ventilated seats. At $82,000, that should have ventilated seats. We have AC vents down below, but nothing on the frame rails. We got a 12 volt. You got your USB-C, USB-A, and a home power source. so your friends can keep their devices nice and charged as they're filming you for your YouTube channel, as you're off-roading and you're jumping over animals and people with your Raptor and stuff, or maybe just running over things. Who knows what you're gonna do with your Raptor, but it's capable. Seats, I got my old crap handle, so as we're off-roading, I can hold on nice and tight. Pretty good on the armrest. I would just like it to be a little bit thicker, but I'm glad that they took the same style of seat from the front, brought it in the back, and then of course, you got plenty of room underneath. This actually opens up and you could have storage for all your snacks, maybe hide some presents from somebody that you're gonna give to them, but I do like the way the seat material is to mimic what's happening up front, and you got that power sliding rear glass. So that really brings the level of technology and just versatility to an all-new high. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in our updated Raptor. All right, guys, we're inside this updated, changed up, refreshed Raptor with that 3-inch exhaust all the way back. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. 10-speed drops down, we're off and running. And you know what? You're definitely gonna hear the difference in sound between this exhaust and last year's exhaust for that model year. It really makes that much of a difference, especially with the ability to go, right now we have it in Sport, you could put it in Baja, or you can make it quieter. And that's the nice thing as well. Everything else that you find in here, you'll have already experienced it in our other F-150 reviews, because the Raptor is an F-150 on steroids, just like Jose Canseco was a baseball player on steroids to get that extra performance. Visibility is the same. I like the interior, I really do, especially with the way the 12-inch infotainment system is integrated rather than that gigantic 15-inch system like in the Mach-E that kind of just protrudes off of the dash. The digital gauges are super clear, and I like the way that they're Raptor focused. I just wish that they had a little bit of this orange accent thing going on in the interior, just to kind of tie it all together a little bit nicely. But I love seeing that big bulging hood with the heat extractor, and even though this still does have the EcoBoost V6, I really think that they made some great changes with it. And you know what? You could wait, because they are coming with the supercharged V8 Raptor. That is coming. If you just cannot do with anything less than 8 cylinders. All right, guys, the nice thing about this is that really the Raptor is a big pussycat, because it's easy to daily drive, and there's lots of people that daily drive these Raptors without one issue. And I think that is really the biggest telling sign of what this truck is all about, where you could go off-roading, you could run a Baja event, but then you could just drive to work or pick up the kids from school. I mean, how cool would it be if your dad or mom picked you up in a Raptor every day? I mean, that would make my day. That would make you the most popular kid in school. But let's do some on throttle, especially from a dead stop here. I have nobody coming. On throttle, here we go. 6,000 pounds, I'm telling you, accelerates very, very quickly, and that 10-speed does a phenomenal job. Now, of course, with those BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires, you are gonna get a little bit more road noise. Don't think that this is just a quiet experience, but I think people that buy these kind of understand that, especially now with the louder exhaust. I'm actually digging what they've done with the exhaust. And like I said, true story, they actually took a GTR, a Nissan GTR, and examined how the exhaust was designed in the GTR to get that deeper growl. Now, with the live wire technology of the Fox Racing suspension, that's another surprising point on how this truck handles. And I'm gonna come to a stop again. Nobody's behind us, thankfully. Not only off-roading, but also on the tarmac here. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. We're in sport mode. Into this left-hand bend. Composed. No drama from your baby's mama. It's just crazy, the performance in this thing. And here we are. So really just all around a super truck. If there was ever a company to make the first like do-it-all truck, but do it really well, this is really a super truck. And of course, for the money, you could look at a TRX, and then we got that upcoming Bronco, the upcoming F-150 Raptor R that's coming with that supercharged V8 power. But I really think, especially if you're doing some major off-roading, the EcoBoost might be the way to go because of less weight over the front end of the vehicle compared to if you had a big, huge V8 underneath the hood. So just something to think about. But hopefully this was a nice overall review for you. Hopefully you got the on-throttle action that you wanted. We're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, boy, oh boy, it's been one heck of an on-throttle kind of day. I definitely want to thank Frank Walker, Western Walker, Tracy, Austin, the whole crew getting us access to our very first 2022 F-150 Raptor. Let me know what you think. Has Ford done enough for this 2022 model year? Would you rather wait for the Raptor R, or would you jump on a TRX? Let me know in the comment section. But boy, oh boy, it seems like we're in Jurassic Park with all these dinosaurs to worry about. But you know what? They're definitely bringing the performance no matter which way you go. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. We got to give it up to the man behind the lens. A lot of his friends call him Tripod. Steven, working that camera like a champ. Show him some love in that comment section. Steven, working, doing the thing from Steven Flood Photography. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.